Hello YouTube, this is Shirley426, and today we have the review of the Master Grade Blitz Gundam from Gundam Seed. Now, I may not be the biggest fan of the Gundam Seed series, but there were some mobile suits that in the series that I really wanted to get, and among them was the Blitz Gundam. Now, before that, I have actually reviewed the Dual Gundam, which was, also one of my pick choices, and after that, I wanted to get the Blitz Gundam, but every time I went to Gundam Base, they would be sold out. But recently, I went there to use my 10 stamp coupon to get a free Master Grade, and they finally had one in stock, so I basically grabbed this for free. Alright, so let's get on to the review. So, the Blitz Gundam is among the 4 GAT series that was stolen, like the Aegis, Dual, Buster, and Blitz. Among the 4, this one seems to have the least of firepower or any weapons in general. Because this thing is supposed to be a stealth mobile suit, meaning that it's supposed to, attack quietly or to give a surprise attack. So, regarding the mobile suit, it is the only mobile suit among the 4 that actually had a stealth cloaking system, which I think was called like Mirage Collide Stealth System or something like that. I'm gonna be honest, like these terms from Gundam Seed were very complicated to remember, but let's hope I can do my best in this review. Alright, so with that in mind, let's see what you're supposed to get. So let's look at the components. So first of all, what you're supposed to get is obviously the Blitz Gundam itself. You can see the mobile suit, and then on the right arm we have its shield weapon set or weapon package, which actually has the 3 Lancer darts, which are those 3 things, and then a beam saber built it in, and a beam rifle. And then on the left arm is a claw type weapon, which it's supposed to be a claw where you can launch and then grab your enemies. Basically a similar weapon, if I had to compare it, it would be like a similar weapon as the Sword Strike Gundam's claw weapon on the left arm, I believe. I think it was on the left arm, yeah. Alright, other than that, here are your supposed stuff. So you get some hands and a wire for the claw hands, for the claw arm, which I'll be demonstrating later. So these are one of those electrical wires going on that you can bend all around. And then hand wise, we get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 sets. So currently I'm using we get 2 trigger finger hands, but currently I'm obviously using the right hand one for the shield weapon pack. And then we get a fist. So once again, we have a set, but once again I'm using this on the left hand. Other than that, we get fully open hands for left and right, and then we also get the hands that allows you to hold on to beam saber hilts or other weapons. So there is actually a use for this as well, so which I will be demonstrating later in the review. And we actually get some pilot figurines. Now, technically, you would have 3 pilot figurines, but one of them is actually inside the mobile suit in the cockpit. So, other than that, here we have 2 of this. I believe his name was Nicole, something like that. And he's the first one to die among the 4 pilots of the GAT, of the 4 stolen mobile suits. Just want to point that out. So, we get a standing one, and then we have one that's sitting on the ground. I don't really care for those. And here are some other stickers as well. So, here we have a sticker sheet, a typical sticker sheet going on here. So we have the eyes, and then the only ones I use are these 2, because these red ones were very unnecessary, because these were pretty much stickers to put on the camera areas or lenses. So, and in this case, the kit actually provides red clear pieces. So I personally would rather have the red clear pieces instead of covering them up. So which is why I did not use any of these red stickers, but I will point them out where they're supposed to go. And then we get a decal sheet. Once again, nothing too special. We get all these symbols going on here. And then I believe this is a dry transfer sheet. It's been a while since I've seen one of these actually, but still, all these symbols are there. So yeah, you can go crazy if you want to do so. And we get 2 beam saber effect parts, but you're pretty much going to be only using 1 because there's only 1 beam saber hilt. And some leftover parts. So number 1 would be some leftover polycaps. Nothing too special going on here. We always have leftover polycaps. And then these parts, these are actually crossed out from the manual. I'm not really sure what they're for, but who knows, maybe just wanted to point them out. Alright, so let's get on to the review. So let me get it off the, oops, sorry about that. Let's get it off the stand, and let's see what we got. Alright, so the overall build is very sturdy and pretty basic, so it's a pretty fun kit to build, I have to admit. I would have to assume this is also a popular mobile suit because every time I see it, it's usually sold out, so yeah. So let's see. Start with the head. I do love the head. The combination between the black, red, and the kind of a purplish color does really go good on this. And because of how the stealth system works in the mobile suit, this is the one of those mobile suits that does not have any Vulcans on the head. I believe in the Gundam Seed universe they have a whole different term, but you get my idea. So among these stickers, so other than the eyes are metallic blue stickers, I really like that color combination. And on top of here is a red clear piece on the inside, so they tell you to put a red metallic sticker on top of it. Granted, I guess if you did apply it, it would see the red would, you know, show more, and that also applies to the back of the head as well. So that's also supposed to be a sticker, but I just left the clear piece. So the head, it can go down that much and then up that much, and then 360 twist should be technically possible if you force it, but once again I don't really think it's really necessary for a mobile suit to rotate its head 360. Just wanted to point that out. Alright, the body is pretty articulated than you think, but of course while moving the body I did have a certain part pop off, so let's hope that does not happen in this case. So once again you can twist the body left and right, but once again the main body is colliding with the front skirt, and while you collide it, sometimes these top parts of the front skirts can pop off, so just be careful about that aspect as well. And we do have a good ab crunch going on here, very nice. And then I believe we do also have a side to side movement going on here. I hope you can see that. So very good articulation. So I think we can also go, no, not to the back, but only to the front. So top notch body the body articulation as well. And the back, while there's no backpack, I would consider these to be more of a built-in boosters or thrusters going on here. There is this one piece on this bottom section does tend to pop off a little bit easily if you're not careful. Well, not easily, but because the more you touch it, it's going to be trying to pop off. But other than that, it's very good. So you can move the middle thruster up and down a little bit like that. And then these thrusters on the back, the big ones, can move side to side as well, so that's pretty good, and up and down as well. So this also has a good amount of articulation on the back as well. Now looking at the arms, once again, these are one of those arms where the shoulder armor and the arm are separate pieces, so they won't move together, so you have to move them together as well. So you can rotate the entire arm 360 as well, and then the shoulders can move up on its own like that. And because of the stealth system, what you can do is you can pull this section out and then open this section up for the system to activate. Because I believe, it's been a long time since I've seen the series, but I believe when the Blitz Gundam was actually using the stealth system, what it does is that it kind of releases like some sort of black smoke, or I'm not sure if it was a black smoke, but there's some kind of a smoke would come out from these parts and then cover up the mobile suit. And yeah, that's how it works. So yeah. And then other than that, the arms can go to the side more than almost 90 degrees or slightly more, going depending on how you do it. And I think this arm is trying to pop off a little bit, but once again, and then 360 on the arm itself is possible. And then we have a nice double jointed bend going on here, and this part popped off. So once again, very good going on here. And since we are on the arm, the claw can open up, and you can fold the end tip going on here to give it a more grapple looking action going on. And you can take off the front section here. This is actually the main connecting part that goes onto the arm, and this is the part where you can connect these two wires. So once again, I'll be doing that later. On the other arm, or on the other equipment section, so you can see there's a lot of stuff going on here. So and then attaching the entire shield to the arm is tricky, because number one, you have to attach the fingers or the hands to the handle, and then attach the handle to the shield, and then there's another peg on the back section that connects to the arm. So you have to do all three at once. It's going to be a little bit tricky, so what I suggest you do is just get the handle off from the shield, and then attach the hand to the handle, and then reattach that to the shield, and then at the end you connect the peg to the arm. So that would be much more easier. But on the inside, you can see the structure going on here. We have the 3 Lancer darts as well. Now you just pretty much plug these Lancer darts in, and then if you do it correctly, they should be in line. But I do wish there was more of a locking mechanism, because depending on sometimes if you touch it, they tend to become a little bit on the wobbly side, but they don't fall off on their own. So that's pretty much good enough for me. And if you look at the front, we have these two sections. We have another red clear part here, and then another one here that's supposed to have a sticker. But once again, I did not do that. And this is where you attach the beam saber effect part, and here is the beam rifle barrel. There we go. I will have to say the shield can be a little bit heavy on the arm, because sometimes when I was trying to pose this, the arm would slightly drop down a little bit, so just be aware of that. And once again, everything you see on the shield here is color separated. The black, white, and red, those are all separate pieces, even that yellow one. So yeah, and I think someone told me to glue this part on, but I'm not having any issues of that falling off yet. Alright, now let's look at the waist section. The waist section is pretty basic. You have this part that moves up and down slightly, and then we have a front skirt that moves slightly up going on here. Considering the situation or the structure, you can also move it a little bit more up like that. Back skirt also moves, but it's being a single back skirt, and yeah, it doesn't really move too much. And looking at the legs, we have a nice side swivel going on here. Oh, and regarding stickers, there's also one more here on the cockpit, the yellow triangle thing. That is a sticker. The only sticker that I actually decided to use among the eyes, but still, we can open the cockpit with no problem at all. Yeah, the cockpit, the pilot's actually on the top over there, so yeah. And then once again, we have a nice side swivel going on here, and then can move to the side. If it weren't for the side skirts, I think this could move even more, but yeah, we can go almost 90 degrees, and then front 90 degrees no problem, back not so much, but depending on how you move it or angle it, you can go almost 90 degrees to the back as well. And then we have a nice tight bend going on here. Yeah, I had to actually put some strength into it, but yeah, very nice bend going on. And then all these red pieces are all color separated pieces. Very well done. The feet. Now, one thing I should mention about the feet or on the leg armor is that let me just move this section right over here. So the feet are your pretty much typical feet, connected ball joints, I believe, and then you can move it side to side. We have basically a nice pivot, and then they can go bend a little bit to the down, and then can go up as well. Now, one thing I should mention is these parts. Now, these parts are connected to a single peg here, and they're just a normal peg. They're not the ball joint type of peg. So I believe these parts, among the kit, I think other than the V-fin and such, I think this is the next part that is the most fragile part out there. So try not to force it as well, because I think this is the easiest part to break if you're not, aware of how it works. Alright, so we've seen the basics of the kit, so I'll be right back with the demonstrations of its equipment. Okay, I'm back. So currently what I did is basically gave it the beam saber effect part onto the right arm, and then on the left arm I attached the wire gimmick for the claw weapon. So as much as I do like the Blitz Gundam, in terms of model kit wise, I never have been a fan of these wire gimmicks, because they usually never work that well. Because currently, as you can see, what I did was I gave the wire a little bit of a bend going on here, because if you straighten it out, once again, it becomes a little bit too heavy and it starts dropping down. So yeah, you're gonna have to use your slight imagination for these wire gimmicks, or I don't know, maybe you can cut off the wire a little bit more, and that would make it stable, or you basically use a different type of wire to make it even stronger. That's just my guess going on here, but still, it's really nice to have this gimmick. And yeah, I think if you have the right materials, you can really pull off a really cool pose going on here. And also, they do give you an action base connector, so keep that in mind. And this action base is not included, because I think some people sometimes get confused by these when I bring out a action base, but just wanted to point that out as well. Alright, once again, we're done with the claw and then the basic armaments. I'll be right back with a different demonstration regarding the hands. Okay, I'm back. So currently, what I just wanted to show in this part is, number one, is that you can take out the beam saber hilt from the shield and then attach it to the hand, and it works perfectly fine. And this is actually mentioned in the manual. But also, you can do the same thing with the Lancer dart as well, because if you look at the Lancer darts, let me just take it off from the hand. If you look at the Lancer dart, they actually do have a hole there for the hand, so you can attach it to the hand perfectly. It's a perfect fit, and you can attach it here. So I guess if you want to do that famous scene where the sword strike actually does, kill off the Blitz Gundam, I guess you could do that as well. And yeah, and there's one thing I forgot to mention, is that there is shoulder articulation that is here, but front and back, but it's not too much as far as I can tell. So yeah, because of the bulky shoulder armor does get in the way. So, but I would like to mention that there is a shoulder armor going on here, so it does move out a lot depending on how you angle the shoulder. So yeah. And that's pretty much it. So my basic opinion regarding this kit is that it's a very good kit. If you have a friend who just watched Gundam Seed and is into it and wants to start a master grade, I say this is a very good start. It's a basic kit. There's not much flaws with it. There's not many there's not many stickers. It has really good enough part separation, and then there is a good amount of frame inside the kit. So I think this would be a very good start for beginners as well. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the Master Grade Blitz Gundam. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave them comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.